Welcome to Coffee with Kyle, where we sit with students over a cup of coffee, tea, or water and talk about who they are. I'm your host, Kyle. Today I'm here with Keren Medina. Keren, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Not bad at all. So, tell me a little bit more about yourself. Where have you always lived in New Jersey? Have you traveled around a little bit?
I am a traveler. I actually come from California. I was born and raised in East Los Angeles, California, specifically. And I moved here about a year and a half ago.
Okay, so East LA, so big city, one of the biggest in the world.
Yes.
Now you live in South New Jersey, much less population. What's that kind of difference like?
The dynamic is a bit different, especially in the city that I live in Bridgeton.
Okay.
It's actually very similar.
Interesting.
I find it similar to East Los Angeles because even though it's in Los Angeles, East Los Angeles is a very tight-knit, majority Hispanic community.
Okay.
Same thing with Bridgeton. I find that most of Bridgeton, as you know, or I don't know if you knew this, but Bridgeton is called Little Mexico.
Okay, I've never heard of it called that before.
I've heard it multiple times.
Interesting.
Yeah, so in that aspect, I feel right at home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a dynamic of where everything is located. Whereas in Los Angeles, everything's very close by. It's walking distance.
Okay.
Everything is. Either that or you could just take a bus and it's like right there in the corner.
Right,
So
right.
it's very easy to navigate through Los Angeles, especially just walking. It's very close.
Close-knit and all that.
Yeah, close. Whereas here in New Jersey and the other places that I visited in this area, everything is a bit distant.
Oh,
you have to
yeah.
drive there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a must to have a car.
Have to have a car,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just the difference.
Wow. Okay. So, you're a student here, and you're also a tutor. Tell me a little bit more about what's it like being a tutor here at RCSJ Cumberland.
I became a tutor, I believe it was during the summer. I got a message from Ramona saying if I wanted a tutor, and she thought that I would be a great tutor.
Okay.
And I've actually been a tutor for a while, not only here, but also in my community in East Los Angeles.
Very cool.
I would tutor K through 12 kids from different ages, mostly 8 to 9-year-olds.
Interesting.
So in that way,
Okay.
so I already knew going into it how tutoring works and how that dynamic of the job. But I find it very, very cool in the way that I'm tutoring college students now.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more advanced and I get to impart the knowledge that I already have to them.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So who do you find easier to tutor? The children, the 8 and 9 years old, or the college students?
Well, they both have their pros and their cons.
Sure.
Both of them. So the 8 and the 9-year-olds, they're a bit fussy. Oh, I don't want to do it, or it's too hard. Can you just tell me the answer? And they'll try to give you the puppy eyes and try to make you give them the answer. So you have to just navigate through that and try to make it fun for them. Whereas in college students, they understand that you're not there to provide the answers, you're there to help them. But in the same way, sometimes they're more, I don't want to say naive, I would say more set in their ways.
More arrogant, maybe?
More arrogant, a bit arrogant. So once you tell them, oh, you're doing this wrong, some of them will say, but that's the way that I've always done it. And that's my way, and it's the correct way.
Oh, man.
And just in that little aspect. But other than that, college students are much easier to explain and to navigate through their work and their homework.
They understand it a little better, but they're a little more set in
Mm-hmm.
their ways, like you're saying.
Yes.
It's tough when you're older to change your ways.
Exactly.
You know, it's that adage, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
So tell me a little bit more about yourself. Are you involved, do you have like a lot of hobbies? Are you involved in like activities outside of school, anything like that?
Yes, I'm very busy actually.
Okay.
But I am very involved in my church. It's called
Okay.
the Light of the World Church. It's down in Bridgeton.
Okay.
And we do a lot of community service. We actually had a festival down in Manassas, Virginia a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a whole shebang. There was games, there was a talent show, there was different things in that aspect. And we do a lot of community service, helping out the community, food drives and such. So I help out there, and I'm also involved in the choir there. So
So you're a singer.
I'm a singer.
Very cool.
Yeah, you can't tell by my physique, but I am a singer. I'm a natural alto in my choir, and sometimes when need be, I'll do soprano. But
Now,
it's hard.
I'm super ignorant when it comes to alto soprano. What's the big difference?
So soprano is a high pitch range,
Okay.
and alto I would describe it, or they've described it to me as in when you look at a Christmas tree.
Okay.
First, it's the tree itself. It's the leaves. That's the first thing that you see. And then once you start decorating it, then you see the life go into the Christmas tree. So I would say that the soprano is the leaves. You can hear the melody. They sing the melody mainly.
Okay.
And the alto, what they provide is the little ornaments. So it provides a beautiful sound and a harmony to the ear. That's what the alto does, and the other voices. So it goes soprano, alto, tenor, and then bass. And that's level of pitch and height, how high they go.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's really cool. That's a cool way to describe it too,
Yeah.
using that Christmas tree analogy.
Yeah.
Do you work? I mean, I know you said you do tutoring. Do you work like anywhere else?
Yes, I am a tutor for the tutoring center, and I also have work study in the fitness center.
Okay.
And I have a part-time job online. I am a media consultant for a small business out in Illinois.
Very cool. So tell me a little bit more about that, because obviously we're I'm a little bit in the media
Yeah.
and marketing and all that jazz. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's a bit different because I was originally in Illinois for a while because my brother was there and I lived with him. So in Illinois, I would help out in the office. I was actually the manager's secretary.
Okay.
So I went into the job in that way. But then he said, I needed some help in the media aspect. So I started doing his website and creating flyers and getting his social media up. So
There you go.
I navigate through all of that, and that has been a learning curve to the maximum. But I really enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part of that did you find the most difficult?
I think it would have to be the web design.
web?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just navigating through the domain and a bunch of little different things that one has to navigate through. And then also not only having the website itself, but installing it in the different social media platforms, in the Google Maps, that it's updated, and of course social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those little things.
It's a lot to keep track of.
Yes, it is.
Very cool. Well, I have one more question for you.
Okay.
Is there anyone who you really admire, who inspires you? Could be a friend, could be someone in your family, anyone like that?
I would have to say, now living with my brother and my sister-in-law, it would have to be my sister-in-law.
Okay, why is that?
Yeah, she is a very interesting person, and now living with her, I see how much she does. Not only in the aspect of being the pastor's wife, because she does help out a lot in church. She organizes different events. She also navigates through. Right now, she's going back to school to get her master's degree, and that's a whole different thing that she's doing, but she also takes care of us, of her family.
Okay.
She takes care of her family. She takes care of the church members, and she's going back to school. It seems like a lot, but she does it so eloquently
Yeah.
that it's just something that I admire about her.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Keren, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And to all of our viewers, thank you for stopping by and watching. We hope to see you next time.